boys and girls, let's get ready to rumble. Oh, sorry, crunch. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for coming out for North Coast Conference's second annual 200 miles long project. It says here my name is Mike Campbell, so look over it. And I'll be your host for the evening. Before we begin the first play of the evening, we can start with a few formalities. First of all, cell phones, please silence them. And in case of emergency, we have doors in the front and the side of the building. Amy, would you come up and do the... No. In front of the building, and the side. Thank you. Thank you. We certainly have a full play for you today. 8 short plays in one evening. You'll find the rundown plays on the inside sleeve of your map program. If you will. We'll have a brief intermission after the fourth play. As a reminder, there are some adult language and themes, particularly in the second half of the show. But I'm sure it's nothing you haven't heard. And we'll be kicking it off with a little play that comes to us from Denver, Colorado. Slow Down and Be a Mime by Holly Marks and what will be her playwriting debut.
I want to shave my head, for cancer. It seems to make cancer people happy, or at least I think it does, because they have all these groups, like Flax for Love, and signs that say, cancer people need hair. So, I'm going to shave my head. Sometimes, I give people cancer, like with my eyes. So what do you want to do with your life? I was thinking earlier when I was after this fast play with cancer that I want to be something incredible. Like everybody says doctor, or cheerleader, or Susie says gynecologist. Let's go. But like, if I could do anything, I think I'd be a mime. Cause like, they don't talk. And like, have you ever watched a mime? Like for real. Right? Cause they're like, they always create these bizarre little worlds where they're always getting trapped in boxes or finding invisible ice cream cones. And also, they always look kind of sad. But like, what if the worlds that they're creating, they think are real? Like, they really think that they're trapped in a box or that they never have to buy food because everywhere they go, they're just going to find invisible ice cream. I think that would be pretty cool. I was watching this one guy, and he hung himself. I mean, it was an invisible rope, and one foot was still on the ground. He hung himself all the same. And, like, no one tried to stop him. I think maybe that's why I want to be a mime. Not because I want to hang myself, but because the world you live in seems so real. But really, it's all pretend. You can find an ice cream cone or sharpen a pencil or someone cancer. And no one tries to stop you because you're not hurting anyone. I wish I could be more helpful. Well, I mean, I told Dad build a birdhouse for Grandma one time. Yeah, see, she loved birds. Like, she loved how they chirped and sang, and she had this big backyard. It had peach trees and plum trees, and this tree that gave me a rash when I touched it. But all these different birds would nest there. And they'd, like, build houses and poop on you when you weren't looking. Sometimes when you were looking. And see, Grandma told me how mean magpies are. I hate magpies. They eat other birds' babies. But like, Grandma loved all the birds. I think she didn't like how quiet it was after Grandpa passed gas. Passed away. Dad cries. I hate magpies. I'm not stupid. I also hate people who like cuss and yell, because that makes them look stupid. Mom made me a whole bar of soap one time because I called her dog Jack, son of a bitch. Mostly because he was, but also because he died. You know, when animals die, they just look like stuffed toys that were understuffed. Like they ran out of the white cotton stuff. There aren't many stuffed toy people. It's true. Most of them are plastic. And even the ones that are stuffed don't look very realistic. I mean, even the realest looking mannequin doesn't feel like a real human being. And also, their eyes are too big, or when you hold their hand, it just feels fake. I don't know. I guess my point is that when you see a dead animal, you can kind of pretend that it's just a toy. But when you see a dead person, there's no doubt. There's no pretending. You know, there were a couple things that bothered me when my granddad died. For one thing, I didn't like how the line that was monitoring his heart just went flat. Like, there was no beep, 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 get slower and further apart, and it didn't end in one long beep. Oh, nah, it was different than that. It was like the line just went flat. And then the room was silent. I didn't like that part. Also, like all the colors went out of him. Like almost as though the blood had just disappeared. I didn't like that part either. The grayness. And there were other things that bothered me about his death. For one thing, I didn't like how his body like immediately started to become it started falling apart. Like his eyeballs, they just started peeling. Like one of them, a thin layer peeled off. And then a nurse shut his eyes. I didn't like that part either. Chest tight, blood running hot through my veins. That's how I felt when he died. And I remember my grandma, she just kept on patting my shoulder. And she just kept on saying, Kaylee, it's okay to cry. It's okay to cry, but I didn't want to cry. I didn't want to cry. I don't know. She did, and I guess she wanted me to cry with her. I don't know, so she knew that it hurt me as much as it hurt her to see him go. Well, I plan on dying young. I'm not sick, nor do I plan on committing suicide. It's just gonna happen like that. It's just something I can feel. I know, because I don't think about what other girls my age think about. Like, I don't imagine what my wedding is gonna be, or like, what my wedding dress is going to look like. And I don't imagine who my bridesmaids will be. I mean, I think about other people's weddings, and I feel happy for them. I guess, no, it's not for me. ever feel like God's punishing you for something? Like it was all just an accident, or like an act of passion, but something still went wrong, and he still thinks you need a consequence. I mean, I understand why I should die young. I can understand why it should happen. I got annoyed with my granddad, like how slow he was physically. I mean, we have to be moving quickly, and he just take his time. I don't know. He was always the last person to finish eating at Thanksgiving, and like when we go for walks along the dock, he'd always lag behind, and we'd have to wait for him at the end. I mean, even when he whistled, every note seemed to take longer than it should. I don't know. I got annoyed. I don't know, we have to be somewhere quickly, and he just take his time. And that's not to say he was late to things, like appointments or anything. He had like this weird way of taking his time and getting there right when he needed to. No one's ever called me a patient person. No. Sometimes I like to just run places because it saves time and get there faster. Right? Soccer practice. Yeah. I thought we were going to be late for soccer practice. And I remember I ran ahead. And I kept on saying, Grandpa, hurry up. We need to hurry up. And he just wouldn't listen. He just kept on saying to me, take your time, Kaylee. Life is short. And that made me so mad. And I just glared at him. I just glared, and I glared, and I glared at him. And I just kept saying, hurry up! But he just wouldn't move any faster. And I just remember thinking how much easier it would be if Grandpa, if you just weren't there! And then I could hurry up and get my stupid soccer practice. And then my grandpa called me down the next day. Yeah, the doctors told him he had lymphoma. It's a type of cancer. I was scared to look at anyone for weeks. I wore sunglasses everywhere, even church. We had soccer. And I didn't know these athletes kids were last spring. Yeah, he beat up kids, said he was more of a dog person. Or Cindy's evil stepmom. She lost a boob because she put Cindy's hand on the stove. Or, you know, on TV. Going to the tournament on September 11th, having eye and prostate cancer. So, like, I keep thinking, maybe if I make enough cancer people happy, I can get a better superpower. Like, I can trade this one in for one that I can't accidentally use for evil. Because that's all it was, right? An accident.